Our first guest doesn't need that. She was warming up and lacing her skates, ready to wow us on this year's Dancing on Ice until this happened.
I've done something to this arm.
Hit the toe pick, went flying, and then I knew straight away that I'd done something, but I was just thinking, please don't let it be a break.
Really quite nervous. I could potentially be off the show and I'll be absolutely heartbroken.
Turns out I partially dislocated my arm. Let me tell you, it's pain like I've never felt before.
We're still going to get you in there. I'm not going to say it's going to be pain-free.
I can't lift my arm up to do that. That's going to be fine, it's just tender.
Yep. I've got to kind of play it safe, but not too safe, because obviously I want to get through.
Oh, Denise Van Outen's injury. Honestly, we all shuddered there watching all of that, Denise. It might have forced you out the competition, but you're here to tell us about it, aren't you? So how are you doing at the moment, Denise? How's your shoulder?
You know what, it's lovely to see you ladies. I'm actually all right because I'm home and I'm resting, so it's not too bad. It's really sore. I have been wearing a sling, but I've been advised at home to not keep the sling on all the time because you can get frozen shoulder. Because my injury, what I've actually done is I partially dislocated it. Oh. Unfortunately, after the rehearsal, which you saw there, I spent 15 hours with my shoulder being dislocated because we didn't really want to bother the NHS, knowing that they're so overstretched, that it wasn't until the pain was so unbearable that they advised that I went in to see them. And then they put my shoulder back in, but it popped out again. And then I skated on it in the most excruciating pain, I cannot tell you. And then after that, had an MRI, and it was then fractured in 3 parts. So I've got 3 fractures and a dislocation.
We're looking now at the footage of that dance. Oh. How on earth did you get through that, knowing the pain that you were in? I can't believe it.
You know, I don't even know myself how I did it. I think I'm a bit of an old school theatre entertainer. You know, I've been doing this since I was a little kid, not the ice skating, evidently. But I just took a deep breath, had to grit my teeth. And I think there was a number of reasons why I wanted to do the show. First of all, Matt, my lovely skate partner, had been working really hard with me. I'd never skated before, and I just built my confidence up to do the skating. So I didn't want to let him down because he's just, honestly, I love him to bits. And also my daughter, I knew she'd be watching, and I thought she'd be so upset if she doesn't see Mummy go out and do her first skate. And I just wanted to get on with it. And, you know, and I'm very much the show must go on kind of person. And I just thought, I can do this. You know, I'm a tough old cookie. I mean, we're women. We've given birth.
Exactly.
You see all those footballers on the pitch, don't you, all clutching their shins and crying. I was like, women are tough.
You're a showbiz trooper is what you are.
Exactly. Well, Denise, speaking of Matt, he's living with you, isn't he?
Yeah. So from the start of training in October last year, Matt moved in, bubbled with us, which has been really lovely, and we spent so much time together. Because you have to remember, Matt's from America, so he hasn't seen his family or friends at home for a year. Because he finished the last series, then we went into lockdown, and then he stayed here to do the show, to be part of Dancing on Ice. Wow. So he was missing having that sort of family, you know, living around him. So I said to him, look, move in, it's going to be easier for all of us. And we've absolutely loved having him here. And even though we have gone off the show, which is really unfortunate, and I mean, I feel worse for him. You know, I spoke to Billy Shepherd the other day because, you know, she's gone off, and we both said the same thing. We don't worry about us, it's our skate partners, because this is what they do for a living and they wait all year to do it. And you feel so guilty. Because I know they're still part of the show doing pro numbers, but they're not with us any longer.
Will you go back? Will you go back when you get better? Could you go back again?
I'd like to go back. I mean, I'd like to get on the ice again, because it's a bit like falling off a bike when you're a kid. You have to get back on the bike, right, to lose the fear. And I was so scared of ice before. I've never skated before in my life that, like I said, I've just got my confidence with it. So the fact that I've had an injury, I don't want it to put me off. Because also people are going to be expecting to see great things from me if I just go to an ice rink. So I've got to pull it out of the bag somehow.
Now, you guys have been using your time wisely, though, whilst Matt's been living with you, haven't you? Because you've recorded and filmed the charity single, is that right?
Yeah, so what happened was, this all happened before Musical Theatre Week on the show, and everybody knows that I was born with jazz hands. Well, I've only got one at the moment. But yeah, so I was supposed to sing this song from Les Mis on the show live and skate to it. And we had a really beautiful routine worked out, and I was really looking forward to it. Now, I was in Lamies when it first opened. I was only 11 years old, and I played the young Eponine. So this song that I've recorded is the song that the older Eponine sings in the musical production. And like I said, we were going to perform it. Obviously couldn't do that because of my injury. So I had a chat with Matt after the show, and he said, oh, you know, it was really sweet. He said, you sound lovely singing it. Why don't you put it out as a record? And I was like, don't know. And then I slept on it. I thought, do you know what? It'd be a nice way to leave the show is actually to do something nice with the song, because I feel so lucky and in such a privileged position to be able to do the work that I do and get to learn these amazing skills like skating, that it is nice to give something back. And I know how much the arts have really suffered at the moment. I mean, most of my friends and my daughter's father are in theatre productions that have been cancelled and not worked. So the money that I'm going to raise through this record is going to the MAD Trust charity, which is Make a Difference Trust. And it basically is helping people within the COVID crisis that work backstage at theatres. So you're talking about the stage hands, the wigs, the costumes, the ushers, all the people that haven't been able to get government funding throughout the crisis. This is going to benefit them. So I feel like it's supporting the arts, and a light has been shone on the arts at the moment. And I just want to continue saying, look, you've got all these amazing people, talented people that dedicate their lives to entertaining us. So let's do something for them.
Yeah, exactly. Denise, we haven't got very long, but I have to ask you about the marriage rumours that are going around. Any truth in this?
Well, you know, we are going to get married. We have talked about it. We haven't set a date yet because we said we would like to do it when we're out of lockdown. So we want all our friends and family around us. So we will get married at some point, but there's no date set just yet. So you don't have to get a hat just yet.
Well, make sure you do let us know that the moment at which you do decide, Denise, because we would love to know and celebrate with you. But thanks so much.
I'll be the first to know.
Thanks so much for joining us, Denise, and we really hope you continue healing well and maybe see you on the ice again soon.
Thank you so much. Just say the single's out on Wednesday.
Okay. Brilliant. Thanks, Denise. Right.